Rock Legion.
Exit made this.
I was down bad. When mommy told me that
that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I think
the-
signage is
this-
a good idea.
The signage, so we had to go through a procurement process, and that has already been completed, and I actually was able to finalize that. We selected the sign company today. And so we have the list of how many, it says tenant parking only, and things like that, so
Yeah, it makes
yes.
clear that it's not public.
We have one neighbor on Meadow that uses our parking.
Over the past couple of days, they said they had violations. One of them does not smoke cigarettes. And then the other one didn't smoke in her apartment. I've been in her apartment. Tara's been in her apartment. Generally, her apartment's spotless. It doesn't smell. But I just want to say the office has been working.
Or cigarette.
That's high tech, which is
Crazy.
Which is good because they can't smoke anything in their apartment.
right. Yeah. All right,
Gummies all around.
that clarifies.
Sorry.
That won't be a part of the record, I don't think. As an official, glad the press is not here for that.
That's not in the minutes.
All right, so entertain a motion.
The links or something.
Section
and
8
use-
or-
Yeah, and then it would be,
Housing voucher.
then it would be a little,
Section 8 is actually
Is it
eligible.
covered? Okay.
and that includes the Hillcrest Tower residents, but not as the anchor. You know, and so, I mean, I'm not against it. What would that look like? Would that be like a survey to the residents, or what would the question be?
I was just envisioning, soliciting feedback specifically, on that question, either at our January meeting.
The internal review board, research standards, academic coming out. I mean, if we're going to open it up for written feedback or comments from residents, then we have to have some sort of standard way in which every one of our clients, residents.
That there might not be information out there. People may not, our residents may not even be aware, number one, so an
Well,
awareness.
I don't even know that that's the case. I was just gonna
Right,
say,
okay.
like, whatever the mechanism, the methodology, it was a methodological question. In that, like, if we wanna do that, that's too much.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly where I'm going with that, other than to say that, like, however we do that, I want us to be mindful of, like, what does that look like?
So, I don't know.
Okay.
And again, I'm a little bit torn on this because I don't want this to be perceived or interpreted as, as a referendum on Ezra as a person and Ezra's specific.
Cold in here?
It is
Anybody
kinda
else?
cold.
66 degrees.
Well, I wonder if that's not making it
No
worse for
wonder.
you.
No, I just,
My feet are cold, I'm cold.
I've just been mostly quiet for the last 30 minutes, so
Okay.
it's kind of like morning.
All right.
So, this morning I met with the appraiser. We walked the property, discussed,
All the
We're
better.
definitely for that.
Who is our engineering company for the pipe work?
I always wanna
Say
call
it,
Milford.
say it.
Ledford.
Ledford, thank you.
Is Lanford qualified for what we're looking at?
Seems like it's a different thing.
Like, Kevin Ledford is a civil engineer.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what he does.
So if we had to have somebody look at it, maybe we could enlarge their scope of work a
I
tiny
mean,
bit.
and with the management contract that we're under, that's a really great point, because with the management contract, I believe they would review those plans for us.
It's a possibility.
And that's fine, but like, I think that part of the sign of good leadership is that, like, I don't know how, I'm gonna find out, and whether I have to pay a consultant or have an in-kind consultant, whatever, these things are knowable and learnable.
My response to that would be, in one moment I would love to brag, because there was a former staff member that said, Angela, after 3 weeks, you understand the finances better than the last.
Innovative ideas to advance the availability of affordable housing in the community. So I feel like that we were, on the one hand, kind of in a tight spot because, we were, and this is what I explained when I got up there, was that, like, the city came to us. We have so much to do, and we have a frontline community that needs our help at Lewis Plaza and Willow Heights, and I mean, all of our programs do. And so to make the case that we should expand our program focus to include another project, which is on the most expensive side of our.
Anything about this at Tuesday's city council meeting
Yeah.
during public comments or elsewhere?
I didn't feel like it was relevant to bring up, but like, yeah, that was the sausage, right? You get all those
Not,
folks.
neither one did speak.
That's right.
Well, we might have had some really great, a group of speakers, and I think that when you get into looking at, how many times the word housing, it was actually perfect that,
The spoken to go behind and cut your thread.
2015, they already did a study on that exact scenario and found that it was in fact feasible.
How many
Um,
parking spaces?
It would be the whole 290. In fact, that would be the lowest number, of any of the scenarios, because you wouldn't have to.
On Earth.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I was just
Yeah.
like, that's this tyranny of the urgent.
Yeah.
My spidey senses are out everywhere, and that like something is not right with this. And I mean,
Yeah,
I
whatever's
don't
going
think
on
it's
is-
our job.
It was the first time that I've heard anyone from the university speak publicly about this. To me, it was sort of encouraging. I felt it was a little, the conversation was a little confrontational at first, but then I think, well, as older buildings have gotten knocked down for university expansion, and also an acknowledgement that a significant.
Are you serious about that? I was like, we really need to get, and that was the other thing that Mayor Jordan asked when I was up there. He was like, basically like, what do you want me to do? And I was like, I want you to get everybody at the same table and on the record and notify the press and like, let's have a conversation. The School Avenue side of it,
Yeah.
or Spring Street Hotel. Anyway,
And if that building is not feasible, I'll just put this out here on the public record, I'm not sure, you can basically, or wherever, you can basically order one of these metal buildings out of a.
statement of fact, whereas it could be a statement of fact that implies disagreement, that is a place where instead we can say like.
I've been working on the real estate contract negotiations, which we're going to talk about in the next meeting. Cultural Arts Corridor Housing Plans, obviously. Presented to City Council about the 71 Corridor Plan and City Plan 2040 twice since we've met. Obviously still working with the city on West Avenue. Talked with our attorney, talked with our strategic consultant. It was very fun to get caught up. And one of the things, so very excited to be working with her on that change manager project. We set up new project management software